He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands.
Oh my goodness.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Between the Ropes. How is everyone doing today? In the wrestling world, it's kind of been a rough week. Losing
It has.
losing one legend and then losing such a creative mind in the
Mm-hmm.
wrestling world. But before we get to it, we'll go ahead and we'll welcome in Big B. How are you doing tonight, my man?
Big
I'm
B.
doing good. Finally got some time to make it back on Between the Ropes. It's been a while, so I wasn't going to miss this show. So I know it's going to be
Mm-mm.
emotional for all of us.
It
Yes,
will be. And
definitely.
Crispy, and how are you doing tonight, my man?
Doing good. No, it's been a rough week in wrestling. I mean, there's some good moments in there too, but the passing of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt doesn't help much, but not too bad.
All right, and Christy, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. I mean, like the guys are saying, it's been kind of a rough week with the death of Mr. Terry Funk and of course Bray Wyatt passing away. And I mean, plenty of great moments, but those moments definitely for me stand out.
Mm-hmm. Mess
And
around.
we
How
have the
are you
mess
doing
around
tonight? Oh,
we have the
yeah,
mess around fiend in the building.
yeah. Mess around.
I'm
How are
not
you doing
too
tonight?
shabby.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Yeah. So kind of jumping into it, we decided to do a night to honor, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. Um, First things first is like I'm trying to remember where I was when I got the Terry Funk news. I think when I got the Terry Funk news, it was like the day before I left for San Francisco. And then the Bray Wyatt news, we were actually at Pier 39. We had gotten picked up from our Uber and we were going back
Mm-hmm.
to the hotel. Dave was actually in a different car. And and
Okay.
and, and so yeah, so we were in separate cars. And I get the alert on my phone and I'm reading it and I'm like, "What?" Because the first thing I saw was you know Triple H, and I saw the post, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Is this like? Is this
Is
a
this for
fake
real?
account?" That was like my first thing was I was like, "Is this a fake account or is this like a real account?" And then I started looking more and more and more and more, and it came up. No, it was a legitimate real thing. And then I get a
Mm-hmm.
call from Mess Around, and Mess Around's like, "Hey, did you see this?" And I was like, "I did see it. I did see that. It was crazy." Um,
Yeah, that was crazy because I was just trying to kill time, waiting to get back to the hotel. I saw him like, what the? Seriously?
Yeah.
I'd call that a thing, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a
yeah,
joke at
no,
first. Yeah, go ahead.
no, Mess Around. Did you see it on Bleacher Report or what'd you see it on?
I saw it on Bleacher Report.
Okay, so you saw it on Bleacher Report. I was actually scrolling through Facebook when I saw the post from the Triple H thing. So, Big B, where were you when you got the news of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt?
Well, Terry Funk, I was at home, just I believe just getting up and starting my day or something like that. And then when got the news of Bray Wyatt, I was actually just getting to work, put my phone down, logged in my computer, went and go, get something to drink, come back, check my phone. And actually, I saw from Chris in our chat that Bray Wyatt passed away. And I'm just like, my, I think I said, really? Or wow,
Mm-hmm.
or,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And once I got logged in the computer, I started looking it up. And sure enough, and I can't believe it. And then I started seeing the clips of Booker T's show with him
Yeah.
and his co-host,
Yeah,
and
he Yeah, he found out on his podcast
Yeah.
he was doing.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
that moment
holy
right there,
crap.
you just know that. I
It
mean,
was
one, it
raw.
was real, but just know how
Yeah, it was
close those
real.
guys are because I
Mhm.
mean, Booker T couldn't talk. They had
Right.
to take an early break.
He was speechless. Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
Crispy, what were you doing at the time?
No, I was home just going through stuff on my phone, social media, and saw that, and it's like, kind of like we're all saying, it's like this, hopefully this is not real, and
Right.
but then you see post after post, comment after comment, and even a lot of
From
people to
yeah.
this day are like, is it really true? Yes, yes, it's true,
Unfortunately, yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's great. You have to look and look and look to see
Yeah.
if things are really true.
Well, and then you come across somebody that's trying to be stupid. I'm going to put it
Mhm.
plainly, and they're like, "Oh, it's a work because they're going to have him show up at Payback, because that's a big pay-per-view coming up, and he's going to interfere in
Yep.
one of the matches." And it's just like,
Mhm.
dude,
You
not
might
really.
say he's injured, but you don't say he died.
Yeah, they're
Right.
WWE would not go that far. They're not going to
No,
go
they're
that
not.
far and tell
They're
you
not
that
that
somebody
stupid.
died.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Not
simply
unless they
just
got
blocked
word
the
from the
post.
family that he had passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is too is I saw somebody post and it was kind of one of those posts that when you're reading it you're like maybe the person wasn't thinking about it when they wrote it, but the person's like, what I would do on SmackDown is because we know that the Uncle Howdy character was Bray Wyatt's idea, and we know that Uncle Howdy was Bo Dallas, and so the person was commenting and being like, what I would do is if I'm Triple H, I call up Bo Dallas and I tell him in honor of Bray Wyatt, we're putting him in the main event on SmackDown, and I'm like, that's the dumbest freaking thing that you can possibly do. The dude just lost his brother, man. Do you think
Just
the
like
dude
let him
really
breathe
cares?
for God's sakes. Yeah,
What they did on SmackDown was good enough.
it was good
It
enough.
was,
Exactly.
but there's no
Was
way
it?
you should call a dude's brother.
Unless he reaches out to. Unless he reaches out. I mean, if he says, "Hey,
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
come in and wrestle one match as Uncle Howdy," then you do it. But yeah, you don't reach out to him.
No.
Yeah, but that's what people were trying to tell this guy. People were like, no, WWE would not want to reach out to Bo Dallas because they want to respect it. They want to respect his time. Yeah. He just lost his brother. They want to respect that he has that time to grieve.
Mm-hmm.
No,
and it's
if anything,
go ahead.
You go with if Braun Strowman's healthy, you go with Braun Strowman and Redbeard in a match because they both were there. But you don't expect Bo Dallas to fight wrestle. Like I said, unless he reaches out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, no. And I know that, and we can kind of go, around the room and kind of give your thoughts on this also. But people are still talking about Uncle Howdy and knowing that it was created by Bray Wyatt, and so since Bray Wyatt passed, now people are saying, okay, should WWE continue on with the Uncle Howdy character in honor of Bray Wyatt, or should they indeed just scrap the idea and say, no, we'll go on to something else? So, Big B, I'll start out with you. Do you feel like it would be a good idea for WWE to continue with Uncle Howdy?
Man, that's tough because if anything, you let Uncle Howdy be a manager, I guess, because I don't think he wrestled. I don't recall.
Never saw him wrestle.
Yeah,
He
but
did
I
a few
think
moves.
you let him
He
come
did a few
out.
moves, but
You be a
not a full
rest
match.
or a manager, and then you bring back Alexa after
Mhm.
she's done with her personal stuff,
yeah, her
and
pregnancy and all that.
Yeah, she said
bring
my
back
kid.
Rowan and bring back Bray or Braun, and maybe reform the Wyatt family for a stint. But they're gonna do what's best for them. I mean, they're
Yeah.
probably talking with Bo Dallas to see where his mindset is, and if the right
They'll
thing
probably.
is if the right thing is written and agreed upon,
Mhm.
we'll see some kind of honor
Yeah.
storyline for them guys.
Yeah.
All right, and Callan, the correct answer is yes. There is a little bit of a rift right now.
Yes, there
so,
is. Even I'm noticing it. So there you go.
And Crispy, what is your thoughts? Do you
Yeah.
think that WWE should continue to go with Uncle Howdy?
I think for fans, it would be good for closure. And I think for WWE, it would be a good storyline.
Right.
But I would first approach it to Bo Dallas. But first, just let him, get his bearings. Like we said, let him breathe. Talk to him about it. See what he
Yeah.
wants to do. But I think for fans, it'd be good closure.
Okay, mess around. How about you?
He's got the whole world in his hand. I think we need to talk to his dad and see what he wants to do because, maybe dad's not up to wanting this thing to go on. So
Right.
we have to talk to the family. But I don't know. I don't know if WWE want to do that because they didn't know what Bray wanted to do with him unless Bray told Hunter. They don't want to
Yeah.
mess up his ideas, and
Mhm.
do a disservice to Bray by fucking up the character.
True.
Yeah.
I'm with Thomas on this one. Retire the Uncle Howdy character. Let Bo Dallas use his real last name and push him. I'm with Thomas on that one.
Well,
I mean, unless Bray's family, like Bo Dallas himself, or Bray's fiance JoJo, and the rest of the family, if they want that to happen, why not?
no, I get it, but here's the problem, though. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with pushing Bo Dallas because
Right.
I would be completely okay with it. But my thing is this: how many people do you think would come out and say, "Oh, Bo Dallas got a push because of his brother"?
Yeah.
In all honesty, it wouldn't be fair to Bo Dallas because, I mean, he's talented in his own right, but his brother was such a huge success. Was so successful.
No, I agree 100%. But the problem is, and even Big B, I think you were agreeing with that, is that a lot of people would come out and be like, "Well, he got a push because of his brother," and I think if Bo Dallas was to, let's say to get a push, I think that Bo would want to get a push, by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought let him make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Hey,
think
all I gotta do is believe.
Believe.
I mean one thing. I mean, if Bull doesn't want to really wrestle, then I say, let him get in a match and then have one last match and maybe give him a title, but then let him.
Bo's fine on this farm and live.
Yeah, but let him just.
I don't even know if
there
those
right
two
in
are
the middle
even
of the
together.
ring
She doesn't talk
and
about him
let him
very
walk
much
away.
on social media.
Yeah, and you know what? I agree with that. By saying, maybe having Bo have one more match if he's not interested. If Bo is coming out saying, "Hey, since Bray's gone, I don't want to wrestle anymore. I want to do
Thomas-
final thing." And
Thomas Burnett said that Ray won the title after Eddie died because of Eddie's death.
yeah, which is
Thomas mentioned that.
Yeah, which is 100% accurate.
Yep.
And so I think people knew that Ray got that push because of Eddie's death. And I think
Right.
that's why I'm not saying
100%.
that people had a lot of problems with it, but
No,
people
I
mentioned it.
I don't even think the Guerrero family had an issue with Ray winning world title
No, but no, I
after
don't.
Eddie passed away.
No, I don't think it's. Look, I don't think it's the family that would have an issue. I think some fans would have an issue and
Oh, yeah.
say that the reason he got his push was because of Bray's death. I think that's the problem, because a lot of the internet world doesn't understand how things work.
Yeah.
No, they don't. I mean, you see it all the time in every comment you're scrolling through, whether it's on X or Facebook, whatever it is. You're gonna find a whole bunch of idiots acting like they're know-it-alls when they really don't know anything.
We know regardless if WWE did push him, it's, if he's over, they're going to keep pushing him. If not, they're not going to
Oh
push
yeah,
him too long.
definitely.
Yeah. It's gonna be I'm definitely interested to see what Bo Dallas decides to do after this.
Yeah.
Whether or not he
You
chooses
bring back the B team, baby.
to continue his career.
Right.
I'd like to see. I mean, thinking about it, I think Bo should come out, again in the Howdy outfit or just wrestle as himself. But
Right.
then the last thing he does is he puts the lantern. He doesn't even have to get
The lantern in the center of the ring.
put the lantern in
Well,
the
I
center of
think
the ring and just walk away. If that's what
But
he
they
wants.
kind of did.
Yeah, I
They
think they
kinda did
did
that.
that. I think it was after LA Knight's match on
Yeah, it
SmackDown.
was after, but I think if that's something
Mhm.
Bo wants to do, I think you let Bo do it too.
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah, and I think one thing that I agreed with is Roman actually giving the Universal Championship to his family and saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
we're gonna retire this belt and we're not bringing it back."
Yep.
right.
Smart.
Like this this is yours.
Yeah, and I
think he-
thought he only
I
got
think he-
so much heat for that because he was on stage with the rest of the wrestlers. He came out after the show.
I think they should have retired the WWE Championship too.
They
He did win
should've,
that
but-
one too.
But the only reason why the Universal was such a big deal is because Bray's the one who turned it blue, because he
Yeah.
won
Right.
it, and then he turned it blue.
Yeah.
So
Right. He did.
so Bray was the first holder of the blue Universal Championship.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Did he beat Seth to get that?
yes.
Yes.
Helen.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a Saudi Arabia show. I think it was.
Yeah, so that's why the blue belt was a big deal to Bray, because he was the first one that actually had it.
Mhm.
It was at
Yeah.
Falls Count Anywhere, right?
It
Yes.
was. I think it was a Falls Count Anywhere.
Yes, it was, and then freaking Goldberg had to beat him for that freaking.
That moment.
Worst
That
match
moment still
ever.
pisses. That match still pisses me off to this day. I'm like,
Goldberg talked about the past against for Bray Wyatt. Is I guess
What's up?
no to the timing of Bray's death, because I guess they had like plans for him coming back.
Yeah.
They did.
yeah.
They did.
There was rumors
Yeah.
about him feuding with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, from what I read, they were having creative ideas coming up for him to come back because he was getting close to being cleared.
Yeah. But that didn't happen, sadly.
No, unfortunately, it didn't.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's true. Goldberg beat the Fiend and then the world shut down.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the whole world shut down. It's all Goldberg's fault.
I agree with him.
yeah, that match made me angry.
It still makes me angry
And
even thinking about it, to be honest.
And everything I see on Facebook with the post and the memories, and I tell you, whoever came up with the one where it's the back of the Bray Wyatt and he's walking up and it's the chair, and then you got Brody Lee standing behind it. That portrait
Oh my god! Oh my god!
was it perfect.
Oh damn! Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because I remember AEW retired the red TNT title belt after Brody Lee passed away and gave it to his family. So I wouldn't be surprised they did that. They retired the blue Universal title belt and gave it to Bray Wyatt's family, if that's what they decide to do. Yeah,
I think it's what they did. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And what's so sad about this whole ordeal, when you truly think about it, is like when Bray first, when Bray came back and they wrestled his one match, and then he was there for like a couple weeks, and then he was gone, and everyone's like, oh, he left because he was angry at Vince McMahon because of creative ideas. And people were like, no, he's sick. And then people were like, that's a load of crap. He's not sick. It's because of this and this and this. And then he dies. And everyone's like, oh, maybe it was the truth. Yes, it was the truth. Don't always believe everything you read online.
Yeah.
It just makes you want to post that stuff online. It's like,
right, exactly.
But you don't want to be that person. And
we were talking about the. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that's the problem, though. People believe everything they read online.
Yeah.
And
they believe the dirt sheets. It's stupid.
they believe the so-called dirt sheets, and they're like, he's not sick. It was just because of creative. And now it was because he was indeed sick, and it had nothing to do with creative.
And that would be like, that's your opinion.
Social media platforms is everybody's trying to be the one to break the news and be the first to post it and stuff like that. It's like, guys, do your research and
look into it.
And I know I probably posted something too that I found out it was fake or not true.
Right.
But
no, you had questions, but you didn't just come out just.
But
no, I completely I get it.
No, yeah, it's all right.
So I think for us, if we kind of mention what our favorite feud was, for Bray Wyatt or whatever, if you truly think about it, like I loved when I thought an awesome feud was the Wyatt family versus the Shield. That was a great feud. The Wyatt family versus the New Day. That was a great feud.
That was cool.
Those were two of them that really come to mind.
Yeah.
You also had Randy Orton.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Randy Orton joining the Wyatt family, only to admit he infiltrated it and was destroying it from the inside.
Right, but first became a feud and a partnership, and then.
Daniel Bryan thing too. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Daniel Bryan thing was pretty cool. So
that was great.
With Bray was with John Cena. Bray did it. He's got the whole world.
When he brought the kids out and
he brought out the animals.
Yes.
The pig, the buzzard, and the rabbit.
Right. So
the Firefly Funhouse. That was definitely something.
Do you have a favorite feud of Bray Wyatt's?
Oh, I mean, I think it's without a shadow of doubt, it's the Randy Orton one when they were partners and then they turned to feud each other and then did a couple of the cinematic matches that they did and
burning down the house.
Even the WrestleMania one,
Christina
was pretty good, but
that ring mat, it was like a screen because you saw this gross stuff on there, like bugs and crap like that. I was grossed out by it myself, but it was a great match.
It was.
All right, Christy, how about you? Your favorite one?
We talked about a bunch of them.
The Fiend versus the Demon. I love it.
He never faced the Demon.
No,
I don't think he did. Yeah, that was probably considered a dream match. I think.
Yeah.
No,
he did face Finn Balor.
They missed on because me and Tim talked about it on our Rinkum show that.
Yeah,
the Fiend and I think they could have ran a lot of different ways with both of their alter egos and themselves in the
definitely
storyline, and I think they missed 100% on that.
And that was the Fiend's first opponent, pretty much at SummerSlam.
It was Finn Balor. I think it was SummerSlam. I think.
Yeah.
And yes, Thomas, the rambling rabbit is going to be missed. The Rambling Rabbit was great.
The Rambling Rabbit. That critter, oh my god.
And it sucks when you can see where the whole how the character thing was gonna go.
Or
we never
the
really got a
whole
chance to.
life-size puppets.
Right?
When he came back at Extreme Rules, yeah, the place you saw like life-size versions of the rabbit and everything like that, and then he gets the biggest, most massive pop I think I've ever heard. Bray did.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my god! I thought the roof was going to blow off the building. The crowd was so amazingly loud.
And WWE did a good job with their tribute video.
The 10
If you
bell
haven't
salute,
seen
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was good too. Mess
Yeah.
around. How about your favorite feud?
Mine, how you say it, it's John Cena.
John Cena. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like the way he came out and sang that song and all the kids stuff. Got the whole world in his hands. I just like the song. Not gonna lie.
All right, Christy. How about yours?
It's definitely the Wyatt family versus the Shield, two new factions on the scene, and God, some of those matches were, oh Lord, crazy. And then later on, Bray and Jon Moxley, then Dean Ambrose had an individual feud with each other.
Yeah.
They had
He's
like an
got
ambulance
the
match at TLC
whole.
in his hands.
Yeah, Bray actually had some really good feuds. There was some feuds that
He did.
we could always be like, yeah, what could have been? What definitely
Yeah.
could have. Yeah,
Agree, Tim.
the Wyatt Six, that could have been another big thing also.
The one I think they dropped the ball on
Oh yeah.
big time.
Yeah, they could have started it even if he wasn't there. I think they could have
They could
started
have kept it going until he came back, and then once he would come back, it's like, watch out, here they come. Because in
Yeah.
they could have been They could have been dangerous, and it would have been awesome to watch.
Because they do storylines with the bloodline without Roman a lot. I mean, you could have done
It's true.
similar to that.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and Tim, like Seth and Bray, that was a good one.
Speaking of Roman, we
Yeah.
saw his doppelganger in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know, we've so Tim says he loves the Seth and Bray feud. Yeah, that
I
was
just didn't like the Hell in a Cell match. It was
I
too dark
hated it.
and-
That match was. I mean, I was like, wait, why are you calling the match again? It was because Seth has a sledgehammer. What the hell's going on here? That
When
did
it
not
was-
make sense. I was just like, what?
Well, then you had the
Kidding
red
me?
lighting and all that. It's like,
Yeah, it's just like, huh? But overall, that was a pretty darn good feud that Bray and Seth had going.
yeah, and even Braun and Bray had a little feud.
Mm-hmm.
what was that?
I think that's
2020?
how Alexa Bliss got caught up in the whole thing.
Yeah,
The one that was
that was
She and Braun being friends and everything, and the Bray took, as the Fiend, took advantage of that.
the one that pissed me
And
off.
screwed both of them up as a result.
right.
Was that WrestleMania match with the Fiend and Orton beat it with what, one on KO, and everybody else threw everything on and beat him.
yeah.
That
And
was
Alexa comes out with the
so
Jack in the
funny.
Box and the black liquids going down. I'm like, oh, what? This is so sickening.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Randy Orton
I don't
guy,
like
but
it. Oof. That was weird.
Yeah, mess
At
around.
least, but I think that's Bray. That was Bray's specialty, was the weird.
It was, but I remember watching that WrestleMania match with Mess Around when Randy hit the one RKO and pinned him, and Mess Around and I were like, really? That's it? It takes the one RKO?
Just
so
one.
that it was like everything but the kids at scene could still could beat him. I'm like, what the?
I think everybody had the reaction that is like, what the? Huh? What?
But this time it was the one RKO and that was it.
And they
Even,
built
even,
both of
even when
these
you look back.
unbeatable, invincible character, and then Randy Orton hits one RKO. How does that make sense?
It
Right.
doesn't-
I will tell you
a
at the
lot of
very
things
beginning
don't make sense.
at the very beginning when he was when they debuted, I was a little bit biased because my all-time favorite wrestler was Kane, and if you remember when when the Wyatt family debuted, they attacked Kane
Oh, I remember
Mhm.
that.
in their debut.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
was not a happy camper.
no, I was not. I was not very happy about that. Like,
all the guys really got to take out my dude.
right?
It's like,
I
how
was-
dare you? How do you take out that guy? What did he do to you?
yeah, and that was kind of my thing. I wasn't too happy about that, but I came around. Like, they grew on me once they went to other feuds. They definitely grew
I
on me.
wouldn't so sort of think about it at first too, but they did grow on me.
Right.
It wasn't Strowman like I wouldn't say late arrival, but I guess he kind of was. He was like a late addition.
He
Yeah.
was. Yeah, he was.
He was, yeah.
He
He's
made
too busy being part of what's his name's group.
Adam Rose.
Yes, that guy. Yeah,
Oh God.
he was a rosebud.
Yeah, Strowman was the Rosebud. Strowman actually debuted. If you remember, Strowman debuted when they had the feud with the Shield going,
Oh yeah.
Okay,
because
Okay.
he debuted it against the Shield.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. He got brought in with Bray, Luke Harper, later Brody Lee, and Eric Rowan.
Yeah, when Strowman had that long hair and
Oh yeah. The wore a
And-
mask like.
the beard
Like
and
He's actually fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for him,
Braun at that time was a goofy looking guy.
he was a good guy.
And then at some point along the line, he started evolving into a badass. The monster among men.
Yeah,
He broke away
definitely.
from the family.
Broke away, yep. You know, did his thing. Became the monster among men. Started saying, "Get these hands." Became buddy with Alexa Bliss. That sort of thing.
Yes, that was when Braun was the black sheep. Yes,
he was.
and Braun was virtually unbeatable at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was even when they started doing a feud with Brock Lesnar also.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember the ring broke.
No, I thought that was Big Show. Braun
Yeah.
Strowman and Big Show.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
Big
yeah.
Show and
Yeah.
Brock.
It was
But
Big Show.
Yeah,
Braun had a ring break
Damn.
though too, I think.
he did.
I think he might have.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. But I do think in honor of Terry Funk also that we do need to say, something about Terry Funk also, because we talked a lot about Bray, and Terry Funk was that guy too. The one thing, Terry Funk may not have been that technician in the ring, but I'll tell you something that he could do is he could put on a dang good match. That's why he was a hardcore guy. He was a hardcore guy. He put his body through so much crap. I always thought that Terry Funk and Mankind, I always thought, I was like, these two are like the best tag team. Just because of the type of stuff that they did.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff you can't do it today.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones was when they were feuding with DX and they did a dumpster match. That was so cool. I love that dumpster match.
Did Billy Gunn get thrown into the dumpster or something?
No, Terry Funk.
Oh, okay.
It was Terry Funk and Cactus Jack that actually got thrown into the dumpster, and they got pushed off the stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but there was also another one too where the New Age Outlaws, I think, got into a dumpster and lost the tag titles. I think it was.
Oh
I saw
yeah,
a clip of that.
they did a dumpster match in AEW a couple of years ago, and Billy Gunn was involved in that one too, where he got thrown in the dumpster.
But Terry
That's a whole
Funk wasn't
different
always the crazy guy. When he was younger, he was, a straight shooting cowboy wrestler. He didn't do all the hardcore stuff until he got his favorite quote, middle aged and crazy. So Funk had some good rivalries back in the day. And then ended up teaming up with Cactus Jack Mankind, which Ace, I agree with you, was a perfect mix of those two feuding and a tag team. So
Right.
It was.
He also helped put ECW on the map. He was
Yeah,
one of the
and
one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that put ECW on the map.
yeah, it was the people who really put ECW on the map. Though it was Terry Funk, it was Sandman, it was Tommy Dreamer. I mean, you could go on and on and on
Taz.
about
Oh yeah.
the guys who actually put ECW on the map. But
Yeah.
Terry Funk was definitely Funk and Cactus were stripped of the tag titles the next night on Raw as the Outlaws were put in the wrong dumpster.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's not good.
Jeez, they got cheated.
I'm not gonna argue with Thomas on
It was
that.
how would they know which dumpster to put Billy Gunn and Road Dogg in?
Well,
What I want to is there one like specifically marked like put them in this one?
put him in that one, yes.
Put them in
Put him in that one.
put them in the one on the right, not the one on the left. I don't know.
Now, who would you? So here's the question about Terry Funk and Cactus. Who would you call the actual king of hardcore, though? Would you have
Ooh.
more called it Terry Funk or Cactus Jack?
Oh, that's tough for me
That's
because
That's
hard.
right.
So
they
hard.
they both done some crazy stuff, and I mean, not to
Mick Foley.
wish any harm, but I don't know how Mick Foley's still around either. The way
No.
I don't know either.
He
He
got
got
put through.
thrown off Hell in a Cell, landed through the announce table, and he's been banged up ever since.
Yeah, that's. I definitely agree with
I
you
would
though
say Mick Foley.
on that. How he was alive after all that stuff is
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, Jim Ross said it best: "Is by God, they killed him.
Yeah.
They killed
Broke
him.
him in half.
Yeah, God is my witness. He's broken in half."
Huh. So Tim's saying I say Funk because Foley says so.
Yeah, I think Foley has come out and
That
said
works.
that Funk was more crazier than he was. I think.
But then
So-
I'm sure Funk said the same thing. I'm sure
Oh,
they
yeah.
went back and forth,
He
and
probably did.
yeah.
Debated with each other, probably.
I mean, I don't think you'll ever get two guys right now that would go as far as they do.
well,
No.
Thomas throws another one in there, and I don't follow Japan wrestling that much, but I
Mhm.
know this guy's crazy too, and I believe Thomas can correct me. I think him and Funk had the first
Mhm.
ring exploding match I think ever.
Oh, exploding barbed wire death.
Yeah,
match or
I
something
think
like-
they had
okay.
the first ever one,
Oh wow.
which was legit, unlike the AEW one.
The AEW one, yeah, I
Yeah.
know that was. I'm like, what
With
is wrong
the-
with you guys? You could do better than that.
With the sparklers in the ring.
Yeah.
And
But
Rose
just
Grace
think
Inferno
of the
Explosion
career
said
that just think of the career that Funk had. I mean, just in wrestling, but then also movies. I mean, he's been cameos in some pretty good movies with some pretty good guys. I mean, Sylvester Stallone and Over the Top.
Ooh.
Wow. Patrick Swayze.
I didn't know. I
in
watched that one.
Roadhouse.
Didn't
I
know he
was
was
just
in
going to
that.
bring that up. He was a movie star too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, and Over the Top. I think I'm trying to think which
Arm
guy
wrestling.
Terry Funk was in that one.
Hold on, I'll
I
tell
don't
you
remember, but I know.
He was in Over the Top. He was the butler for the father-in-law when Stallone went up to go get his son. He was one of the guys at the doors.
I remember.
And
I remember the father-in-law
he
character.
pushed Stallone. So,
Ooh.
but
And then what? And then did Stallone push him through the doors and the glass
I
shattered?
can't remember. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I did that.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I was just thought I'd ask because that popped into my head there for a minute.
So Thomas and them are saying that if they let Moxley off of his leash, he could match up to
That's-
Foley and
Oh,
Funk.
I can believe it. And by the way, hi Warren.
Mhm.
That's
What's
huge.
up, Warren?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. If you let Mox off his leash, I mean, just let him go. Let him get as
Yeah.
crazy as he wants. Let him have as many skewers in his head as he wants. Let him bleed.
Drink.
Let him bleed gusher all like have his face like totally coated in blood.
Well,
Just let him go. But sure he's
Drink
gonna
your
be
30 cups
sure
of
rating
coffee
it.
and
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's actually one. There's actually
Thomas goes, "What leash?" Oh,
there's actually one guy. And I won't say he matches up to Funk and Foley in that, but Nick Gage. I've seen
Gage,
him.
yeah.
I've seen him do some crazy stuff too.
That guy's
Have you
crazy.
seen him do? He's crazy. Have you ever seen him do some stuff with a pizza cutter?
Oh,
I'm not kidding. He was on AEW and he tried to slice Chris Jericho's head, his forehead, like.
uh-oh.
Yeah, I watched that.
Wide
That's
open.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, Nick Gage is just another. He's
a madman.
He is,
That'd
but
be an
He's a
interesting
true
match.
madman. Yeah, Gage is crazier, Thomas. I agree.
he's crazier. He
Oh
is.
my god.
yeah.
Mox and Nick Gage have had matches on the independent circuit, and I think in Game Changer Wrestling, I think they've had a couple of matches. As far as I
Like-
know, because I find out about the stuff on like social media, so that's about it.
Like I saw the I don't know if it was the Dark Side of the Ring or whatever. Yeah, it was on Nick Gage. I watched the one on
yeah,
Nick Gage.
Dark Side of the Ring is what it
yeah,
was.
when they were in that, he was in that match, and a light, like he landed on some lights, and it actually cut his arm like wide open, hit a artery, and he wanted to keep going, and they're like, no, you need to come out. They're like, you need stitches, and he said, okay, then stitch me up and I'll get back to it. And I was like, dude, this is like, this guy was crazy.
He's nuts. He is crazy.
But
I thought it was kind
okay.
of
Titan
cool.
TV man is mess around. All right. Yes, we know Nick Gage almost killed David Arquette.
Yes.
Oh,
He
I'm gonna have to watch
He's
that
like,
one.
oh my god, did I just kill David Arquette? Well, you almost did.
Almost did, yeah. But anyway, but this all we started talking about all this craziness because of Terry Funk. Terry Funk was that guy. That was why.
He was probably an influence on a lot of wrestlers, both in places like WWE, Impact, AEW, and on the indie scene too. There wouldn't be guys like Nick Gage without Terry Funk. That's for sure.
Oh,
They had a match dedicated.
Yeah.
On Raw, or no?
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Oh, and side note on during AEW's All In, I think CM Punk had rest in peace to Terry Funk written on his wrist tape before his match against Samoa Joe on Sunday.
Nobody cares.
So Punk paid homage to Terry.
I think a lot of the AEW guys did. I think.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about AEW.
They also paid tribute to Bray too by quoting his "Wrestling is not a love story" quote that he said, I think maybe like a while or so ago.
Nobody cares about AEW.
But we're all wrestling shows, so.
Well,
Yes.
you know, there's still one more person we should touch a little bit on.
Okay.
The third guy.
Did I just met?
And that's Bob Barker. I mean, he had one cameo. I mean, you know,
the price
and
is wrong.
Yeah. But there was a clip that's been popping up now of him and Chris Jericho, which was hilarious. So, you know, had three people, you know, lost their lives within a matter of 3 days that meant something to the wrestling world. So,
yeah,
true. I think a certain someone said it was 99, so it was $1 away from going over. So I don't know.
It was funny, but a little too soon. But yeah, one of our.
No, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a great line.
Yes.
So before
Thomas, we talk about AEW every week because if it's just Chris and me, we usually we'll bring it up.
So with that though, before we end up wrapping up this show and everything else, people are talking about Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Terry Funk is in the Hall of Fame for
Yep.
WWE, as far as
Yeah.
I know.
Yes,
I think
but
the talk
I
is
think
should Bray be inducted?
but the big
Well, it's
one
not
was
just
Bray
Bray.
because Funk is, but people were talking about Bray and saying should Bray be inducted in the Hall of Fame?
Mhm.
I've heard rumors of him and Luke Harper.
Yeah, Brody Lee.
Yeah, Brody Lee.
Yeah. I would say I don't know.
I mean, too soon. Yes,
It
but-
might be too soon. I mean, Edge went into the Hall of Fame like a year after he retired due to
yeah,
his
but
neck.
he was alive though.
Well,
I mean,
I
Yeah, he
like-
was alive. We're talking about someone who's passed away. I don't know.
As much as I like Bray and his character and everything, I just don't think he had the longevity of a career to be a Hall of Famer.
I think he did. I mean, he was a very creative individual and he was really good in the ring.
Yeah, I'm not taking that away, but I just don't think he
No.
wrestled long enough to, you know.
Mm,
Yeah, well, biggest thing is we don't really know. You know, when you look at like WWE and that, you don't know what their criteria is. You know,
True.
what is their criteria for being in the Hall of Fame? Because there's people that go in the Hall of Fame that you're like, really? Because think about it. The Great Khali is in the Hall of Fame.
Freaking Pete
Yeah.
Rose in the Hall of Fame, you kidding me?
What?
maybe
what?
I said
Pete Rose is in the Hall of
Fame.
Oh, P. Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. He's still fighting that whole thing.
Pete
In the
Rose is in the
WWE.
WWE Hall of Fame.
WWE,
Yeah.
WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
WWE. Yeah, Khalil's in there, and did he deserve to be in there?
Pete Rose.
maybe you don't put him specifically in the Hall of Fame,
Right.
but maybe you put, like the comment says, the Wyatt family.
But then the
Mhm.
problem is, you have to think Brody's wife works for AEW though. So
Yeah, his wife Amanda works in the community relations department for AEW. They offered her the job.
Oh, she does? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's when Brody Lee passed away. One of the things Tony Khan did was he offered Amanda Huber, Brody's wife, a job in the community relations department.
Oh, okay.
So she's been there since he passed away and stuff like that. And I give the company great credit for helping take care of her and Brody's two boys. Yeah, they've been amazing to her. It's like WWE when Eddie Guerrero died. Vicky got a job.
You got a point is you don't know what the criteria is. Because that freaking
That's
Booker T wife in the Hall of Fame. What did she ever do?
And Tim makes a good point though. DX in the Hall of Fame.
Billy Gunn's in AEW, but DX is in the Hall of Fame, and that includes
yeah,
him.
yeah. But again,
I think it's too early unless they do Brody Lee and Bray together.
Right, you put the Wyatt family in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so next year might be too early, but the overall question is, does Bray Wyatt go in?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll put
yes, he does.
I'm not sure.
I
want to say yes.
Where is Bray Wyatt from originally?
Mm-hmm. I think he's from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
The IRS.
He might be.
Oh,
Let's see. I'm looking him up right now.
He was from Florida.
Is he?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah, I
he
was
lived
born
there.
in Brooksville, Florida. I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Okay. Yep. Or so.
And at that time, AEW wasn't officially started yet.
Yeah, it hadn't started yet when Billy Gunn was inducted in the Hall of Fame as part of DX.
Yeah. So if they ever,
But he had been hired by them before it all happened.
the one thing I can see is if they do a WrestleMania near Florida or in Florida is when they'll put Bray in.
Yeah. You could do it in Tampa, Miami, maybe Orlando.
Well, we're working on
going within 10 feet of
Minnesota
Jacksonville.
first before we get back down to Florida.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's going to be in a couple years. I mean, you
I
got
hope
That's
so.
going to at least be in a couple of, hoping and praying, please.
start saving your money because it's probably going to be.
It's going to be expensive, I know.
Yes.
I got a coworker going to WrestleMania in Philadelphia in April, and I'm like, and he's been busting his chops. You telling him earn that money for that WrestleMania fund?
It's not cheap.
No,
No.
it isn't.
Super Bowl.
Oh, I know it's not cheap. I've
WrestleManias.
looked up ticket prices and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, what?
And it's
the
not
prices
cheap to
scare
go to
me.
Mania.
That's
No,
not cheap to
it's
go
not.
anywhere.
That is true. Mhm.
Orlando doesn't have a big enough stadium for Mania, which is true. Wherever
they
Mania
did.
goes, they need
Well,
a
the
place
thing
that
with
has a huge stadium.
But
yeah,
they
the thing
didn't.
with Orlando though, when they did WrestleMania, they did it at the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that had
they'll find if
pretty
they,
good
if
enough
they want it
seats
down
to
there, they'll get it
qualify,
down there.
but
You could do
You're
the
right.
Hard Rock.
yeah, near Miami, that would be a good idea.
They'll build them a stadium. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not the Olympics.
Miami build them sit win.
Not the Olympics.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy to think of that. There's only 2 members left of the original Wyatt family, though.
Yeah, Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman.
And I think
That's
you
it.
get them in
Mm-hmm.
at some point too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. That there's only 2 of them left.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess if you want to count Alexa Bliss.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
No.
she wasn't really. It was just
But
her
she
and
and
Bray.
Bray-
It wasn't the Wyatt
Yeah, it would be
family
just her and
Bray.
Bray because they primarily worked together
Yeah.
when the whole Fiend thing was going on.
That's true.
Yeah, it wasn't the original Wyatt.
Mm-mm.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So with the original Wyatt, there's only 2 of them left,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and that's
At least this weekend we'll get to some normalcy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Payback happening.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Bray and Brody both died from heart issues. If you add Alexa, you have to add Dan,
Yep.
Randy Orton.
Daniel and
Bryan
Owen.
and Randy Orton.
Yeah,
Right.
And Daniel, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but I don't think you really need to because it's
No.
only the original when
Yeah.
they came out,
Yeah.
and that was. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going with the original, I see your point there, Thomas,
Yep.
because when they debuted, it was just Luke Harper and Bray and Rowan. I get it.
Rowan.
But Strowman was added in there too, so I was just counting him also because he was part of the Wyatt family. But yeah, yeah. So we are almost at that point now. If anybody has kind of any final things that they need to say, so Big B, any final stuff?
No, just thanks for everybody watching. This past week, like I said on C2C Rankum, my childhood is like dwindling, and it took a big hit this week with Terry Funk and Bob Barker, and then you throw on Bray Wyatt, which when I told my son, I mean, he was heartbroken right away and just was like in shock. So, but anyways, just keep checking out C2C. Got a lot of things coming, a lot of shows, and hopefully my schedule turns around where I can appear more because that's up in the air right now. So, but everybody have a good night.
All right, and
oh yeah,
Crispy.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. We'll be back next week, more upbeat show and talk Payback.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and mess around.
He's got the whole world. He's got the whole wide world
in his hands.
Oh my god.
World in his hands.
All
right, and then Chris.
Copyrighted down, but it is worth it.
Yeah, you guys are the reason we got infected with love wrestling. Yeah, it's true, it is.
And Christy, any final thoughts for you?
Final thoughts. It was a fun show tonight. And yeah, it was a tribute. I get that. And just looking forward to next week. Hopefully we talk Payback, what went on SmackDown, that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So yes, I want to thank everybody for watching. It's been a fun show. You can catch us next week and tomorrow. We're hoping to have Sports Minute. So with that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we'll see you next Tuesday for another episode of Between the Ropes. Have a good night.
Oh my god.